Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what I do for my clients when I represent them after they've been injured in a motor vehicle accident. The first thing that I do is I take a very detailed interview with my client where I learn exactly what happened, their version of the accident, and also we talk about the injuries they've sustained, the medical treatment that they've received, and the limitations that they have as a result of the accident. After doing that, I will then write for the police report. I will write to the insurance companies involved, and I'll interview witnesses. I will assemble the medical records representing the treatment that you've received as a result of the motor vehicle accident. It's very important to get a very firm understanding of what exactly happened, because in a motor vehicle accident, we need to show not only that you've suffered injuries as a result of that accident, but that those injuries were suffered because of someone else's negligence. I need to be able to show that the other driver did something or failed to do something that they should have done or should not have done. As an example, when there's an intersectional accident, it's very important for me to understand the timing of the accident, what kind of traffic controls were involved, and to fully understand what it is that the other driver did that resulted in your injuries. Sometimes that's very easy. If someone is injured as a result of a rear-end collision, liability is not a big issue. But many times there is an issue with regard to liability. Sometimes both drivers will say that they had a green light at an intersectional accident. Sometimes my client will have made a left turn, which typically means it's their fault, but after some investigation, we're able to determine that the accident was actually the fault of the other driver. When I represent an individual who's been injured in a motor vehicle accident, I ask them to keep a diary of how this accident affected their lives. This is very important because when we're trying to settle your claim or litigate your case in court, I need to know how the injury has affected you. It's not enough to say that you have a broken arm. I need to tell a story as to how that broken arm has affected your life. Sometimes it's very obvious ways. Your broken arm caused pain. Your broken arm made it impossible for you to drive a car. Your broken arm required you to go to the doctor multiple times that you wouldn't have had to have done if this other driver had not been negligent. But other times there are more subtle things that happen, and I ask my clients to keep track of these things and to help me to tell the story to the insurance company and, if necessary, eventually to a jury. As an example, I had a client many years ago who was a teenager, and she was a cheerleader. She had been training her entire life for an event that was going to occur during her senior year of high school. Because of this car accident, she was unable to go to that event. That could never be replaced for her. When I explain that to an insurance company or to a jury, it helps to breathe life into your case, and ultimately I'm able to get a larger settlement or a larger verdict because of those kinds of examples. That's why it's very important to keep a diary. You may remember the big things. I broke my arm, it hurt, but you may not remember the little things, such as I broke my arm and because of that I can't do the dishes, or I can't vacuum the carpets, or I can't hold my baby. These are things that it's easy to remember when they're happening, but you may not remember 6 months down the road or a year down the road when you're in front of a jury. If you write these things down, it'll be that much easier to explain and that much easier to tell your story.